In the grim darkness of the far future, the planet Cadia stood as a bulwark against the forces of chaos. Its strategic location at the mouth of the Eye of Terror made it the linchpin of the Imperium's defenses, a world steeped in military tradition and unyielding resolve. For 10 millennia, the Cadians had repelled countless invasions, their unbreakable spirit becoming a legend among the stars. However, their greatest trial was yet to come. The seeds of Cadia's downfall were sown long before the battle commenced. Abaddon the Despoiler, War Master of Chaos, orchestrated the 13th Black Crusade, a campaign that would plunge the galaxy into unprecedented turmoil. His fleet, a monstrous amalgamation of traitor legions, daemon engines, and corrupted vessels, descended upon the Cadian Gate with ferocious intent, heralding the beginning of the end. The defenders of Cadia, led by Lord Castellan Ursarkar E. Creed, prepared for the onslaught. Creed, renowned for his tactical genius and indomitable will, marshaled the forces of the Astra Militarum, the Adeptus Astartes, and various imperial factions. The Cadian shock troopers stood resolute, knowing that failure would spell doom for the Imperium. As the first waves of the Black Crusade crashed against Cadia's defenses, the planet's formidable network of fortresses and void shields held firm. The skies erupted in a maelstrom of fire and debris as Imperial and Chaos vessels clashed in brutal space battles. On the ground, the defenders faced relentless assaults from heretical cultists, traitor guardsmen, and abominations born of the warp. Abaddon, however, had a dark ace up his sleeve. The Blackstone fortresses, ancient and powerful constructs of unknown origin, had been corrupted by the forces of chaos. With these titanic weapons, Abaddon unleashed devastating barrages upon Cadia's surface, shattering fortifications and sowing chaos among the defenders. Despite the catastrophic damage, the Cadians fought on, their resolve unbroken, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The tide of battle turned with the arrival of reinforcements. The Space Wolves, led by Logan Grimnar, and the Blood Angels, under the command of Commander Dante, brought much-needed aid to the beleaguered defenders. Their presence bolstered Imperial morale and added ferocity to the defense. The combined might of the Adeptus Astartes and the Cadian shock troopers inflicted heavy casualties on the Chaos invaders, momentarily halting their advance. However, Abaddon's cunning knew no bounds. Utilizing the sorcerous powers of the Word-Bearers and the Alpha Legion's insidious tactics, he orchestrated a series of devastating strikes that targeted key defensive positions and sowed confusion among the Imperial ranks. The fall of Khazar Kraf, one of Cadia's principal fortresses, marked a significant blow to the defenders. The fortress, once thought impregnable, fell to the relentless assault, its walls breached by the combined might of demonic artillery and traitor marines. Despite these setbacks, Lord Castellan Creed remained steadfast. His strategic acumen and unyielding determination inspired those around him. He coordinated counterattacks, reclaimed lost ground, and executed daring maneuvers that kept the forces of chaos at bay. Creed's leadership embodied the spirit of Cadia, unyielding, defiant, and resolute in the face of annihilation. As the battle raged on, the Eye of Terror itself seemed to pulse with malevolent energy, its influence growing ever stronger. The warp storms intensified, creating a hellish landscape of swirling energies and reality-bending phenomena. The Cadians, however, remained undaunted. Their faith in the Emperor and their unwavering loyalty to the Imperium fueled their determination to hold the line, no matter the cost. The battle for Cadia reached its zenith as the forces of chaos intensified their assault. The planet's surface was a hellscape of constant conflict, with shattered fortresses and smoldering ruins standing as grim testaments to the ferocity of the fighting. Abaddon the Despoiler, ever the master strategist, sought to break the spirit of the defenders by unleashing his most fearsome warriors and diabolical schemes. Among the horrors unleashed were the dreaded Black Legion, the elite of Abaddon's warbands, whose relentless attacks pushed the Cadians to their limits. Daemon engines, monstrous constructs of flesh and metal, tore through the ranks of the defenders, while sorcerers of the Thousand Suns unleashed devastating psychic storms. Yet, despite these relentless assaults, the defenders held firm, driven by a deep-seated belief in their cause. One of the pivotal moments in the battle was the arrival of Saint Celestine, the living saint. Descending from the heavens in a blaze of light, she brought with her the fervor and faith of the Adepta Sororitas. Her presence was a beacon of hope amidst the darkness, her divine power turning the tide in several key engagements. Celestine's inspirational leadership and miraculous abilities rallied the defenders, imbuing them with renewed strength and determination. In a desperate bid to turn the tide, Abaddon deployed the Planet Killer, a colossal vessel capable of unleashing apocalyptic destruction. The Planet Killer's arrival signaled a new phase of the battle, as its devastating weaponry began to carve swathes of destruction across Cadia's surface. The defenders faced a grim reality. They were fighting not only against overwhelming forces, but also against time itself. Lord Castellan Creed, recognizing the gravity of the situation, orchestrated a daring plan to neutralize the Planet Killer. Coordinating a multi-pronged assault involving the Imperial Navy, Space Marines, and a courageous ground assault, Creed aimed to strike at the heart of the Chaos Fleet. The ensuing battle was a brutal clash of wills, with immense losses on both sides. Despite valiant efforts, the sheer power of the Planet Killer proved too great to overcome. Amidst the chaos, a new threat emerged. The forces of Chaos, exploiting the weakened defenses, launched a full-scale assault on Cadia's capital. The fall of the capital would signify the collapse of Cadian resistance and open the path for Chaos to spill into the heart of the Imperium. Creed, understanding the critical importance of this battle, personally led the defense, rallying his troops with impassioned speeches and strategic brilliance. As the battle for Cadia Partox raged, a cataclysmic event unfolded. The ancient Necron constructs that suppressed the influence of the warp began to fail. Their collapse unleashed a torrent of warp energy, destabilizing the very fabric of reality around Cadia. Daemons poured forth in unimaginable numbers, adding to the already overwhelming forces besieging the planet. In the final, desperate hours of the battle, Creed ordered a last stand at Cadia Partox. Every available soldier, every weapon, and every ounce of determination was thrown into the defense. The fighting was brutal, with hand-to-hand combat and point-blank firefights becoming the norm. The Cadians fought with a ferocity born of desperation, knowing that their sacrifice might buy the Imperium the time it needed to regroup and counter the Chaos threat. In the midst of this carnage, Creed faced Abaddon himself. The War Master of Chaos, a towering figure of malevolence and power, sought to personally break the spirit of Cadia. Their confrontation was a clash of titans, symbolizing the epic struggle between order and chaos. The fate of Cadia was sealed. The planet, its surface ravaged and its defenders decimated, began to break apart under the strain of the warp energies. The surviving Imperial forces were evacuated, their spirits broken, but their resolve unshaken. They knew that Cadia's sacrifice had not been in vain. It had bought the Imperium precious time to regroup and prepare for the battles to come. The fall of Cadia marked a turning point in the history of the Imperium. It was a testament to the unyielding spirit of humanity, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, there would always be those who stood firm. The legacy of Cadia lived on in the hearts of every soldier and citizen of the Imperium, a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering defiance. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated.